In the name of God, and prayers and peace be upon the messenger of God. Hello friends, today we are back in a new lecture in the course, What Photoshop, What Medicine. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic, which is the topic, what is the main thing that we are bored with or what we are building on? What is the picture in the last lecture? We explained about Photoshop in general, we talked about but today we are going to talk about the image. About the outer destination, eh? Oh, it will be in general. I have Lirat. Our lecture today will be about the layers are the layers of the multiple layers that I have in the end. That is the integrated picture. We give an example of this, an example of me. Oh, I want to come and take, for example, we are equal. We have a square like that. We take the square. We come and take, we choose a specific color, which is red. He comes after me, Hani comes, we take another element. For example, we charge a square of us, a circle equal to a circle, and we change its color from here to blue. Let's also take it here. I have a triangle. I equal a triangle and put it here in yellow, okay? Now I have 3 layers, which is the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer, which is yellow, red, and green. Now I have it here. When I pressed on the yellow along, I moved to the one that borders the first. Hey, I now have the layers of the plate. The first layer in which it is, yellow is a triangle. The second layer, this is a long. The first gain I pressed on the blue, here he gave me. Move to the second, the third layer, which is red. The first time I pressed on the square, move on. The last one is fine. Why now? I have the red behind the yellow and the blue because the red does not swarm here below. Now I'm using Photoshop. On the way to see the first layer, then the second, then the third, and so on. He tells me that I am using Photoshop. The first laser I have is there. I show it to me on the second front. He does not have the time to put it behind it. A third person does not have the time to put it after it. When we look here, we notice that it is the first layer that is in yellow. The second layer, which is in blue, the fourth layer, which is in red. If we come, that's why we have the red square behind the blue and yellow. If we come like that, we hold the last lira and put the first. It came out to me here and appeared on the main interface, and I now have the square before the triangle and before the circle. If we put it under the yellow, I now have yellow, then red, then blue, and so on. If I want blue, I will go up and we will raise it up, so I will have chastity. It will happen to me like this. It will happen to me. We must hold the one. I hope the sad blue one will not appear to me. This is how I have the circle. Above the triangle and above the red square. Okay, now here I have here the eyes of these eyes that are here, like the drawing of the eye. I press on them my concealment. That is my concealment of the layer that was here, which is the circular layer in blue. Okay? We returned it to a man I had in yellow. The same thing, it disappeared at the triangle, and I remained with Lerinhun. In addition to the red, we hid the red, so I now have the blue base and the triangle. Yellow. Okay. Return to the red square. Here is what I have next to it. If we press 2 buttons, here is a name for something like A. I want to name the numbers like A. I want to name the numbers like A. I want to name the blue 20. I want to name it like A30 so that the next one will be removed. I don't want to name it 50. So it happened like this. I have 203,050, which are my names. The liras here. Of course, you can call them names. On condition, for example, numbers, but I like numbers. To summarize in general. Okay, here, you press 2 buttons to call what you have here the last layer. The last layer is the first layer that I am working on, which is the frame that I have here, which is white. We squeezed it and lifted it up. All the items I have disappeared. Why? Because all the items I have become below what is here, because I gave priority to turning to Photoshop and told him, read me the first Lars, and it will come out to you. So he read me the first picture, which is not Jerzy, the first one, which is 0, which was under R, and I fainted on the 3 liras I had, because it was the largest frame of the 3. So I wanted to go back and grab it and pull it down. Additionally, I want to hide it by typing and converting it back like a formula without a background. Now, I have 3 pictures, the square, the triangle, and the circle. Pressing on them will return the background. The egg remains as it was. I want to summon something like let's talk. Is this what we answered above? We provide an example, which means we are discussing a box. And we put it, for example, like this. He comes here on white and puts it in yellow. Now I have yellow on top of all the layers, okay? Now I want to reduce the transparency I have here. So what happened to me here? I want to reduce transparency. How do I want to reduce it? I have my opacity here. I have 100%. What is it? This is a millennium grade. We always pay attention to the fact that we are busy. Provided that we do not want to work, in addition, next to the 2 arrows, we are equal. Like this, we reduce the pumpkin. I now have a layer filter that is yellow in color, but it is very light. This is good, which is the saturation of the layer in yellow, so I now have this layer. It's here. Okay, now I've completed 3. The last thing disappeared because the white covered the yellow. Okay, now I have it here. The crack is above. Okay, now I have it here. I want to leave all the liras I have here. I will leave them all in one layer, and we will identify them all. Excuse me, is this equal? Are we determining all the liras? By Clitro? And I don't have equal to this, and I will have Emmert's layer like this. I will have a single class. In terms of what did we bring together, I put all the liras into a unit that I want to put in a file like I have. I am more than willing to return what it is. Go back to Laura's step. He arrives and I want to organize them. I mention having a specific one for them to put in a file. So I now have group 1. I click on it and now I have it. They are all within the group in order. This will do you a lot. If you had a large work project, for example, and you had many elements in the picture, okay, you put it in a file. Or you put them all in one if you are finished. I mean, now you have, if you put them in a file, you can edit them in their parts, okay? You hide, edit, delete, and so on. But while you are like, if we took a few steps back and canceled, like the group I have, and I put them in, as I explained before. For example, I want to put them in, for example, A margiliar. I have them all in one layer. When it becomes a single layer, I cannot manipulate the elements in it, which are the square and the triangle in the circle. I cannot play with them because they do not see unity, meaning anything that is affected or has an effect on one part of it. Stumbling over the whole picture, it is different from the file. A file can deal with each element on its own, while they are all there to see one. What can you deal with on each element on its own, because they are all exactly one element? Naji, as for the name, you will see these liras. This tool, in short, is a search with search. When you have a large job and there are many elements, and in the elements you have 6 groups, and you only want to work on the groups. You will find groups, and what do you want to search for? Groups are placed here all the time. Press a group and it will appear here first. Is the group you're working with operational? Okay, let's come here to the next point. That is, it is about hiding colors and showing colors. I mean, come here, for example, on this point. I have the one that shows all colors. I have the one that is the color red. The red color hid me, or the red color hid me from things. So I had the white color influenced by yellow and blue, while the red color I had disappeared. It became less in the background in a color close to green. Between red, it returned to normal for me. Here is the green. I want to hide the green. I will give you an example. For the green color, let's choose this one and put it like on the green color. Okay, is it green for me? We lift it up a little. Let's go back to something else. Let's delete it for ourselves. We didn't get it down completely. Let's get to this point. So here I have the green color. The green color, here is what we hid. So the green color disappeared from what was in the work. So it was affected by me. Everything is close to the green color or a mixture. In green, I mean RGB is red, blue, and blue. Okay, now we've hidden the green. I'm impressed by the green. He's completely gone. I still have what is red and blue and yellow, which is a mixture of a little of green and a little of the O color, and the last of the second colors, which are the three. Okay, we hid the one that disappeared when the original color was black, and the yellow color I had here was affected. It became red because the green color disappeared from it. Because yellow is a combination of green and red, we return to green, so the colors return to a somewhat natural kind. Today, the same thing we hid. It disappeared when the blue color disappeared, and I had the outside, and I had yellow. This is in general and affected us. Okay, my friends, it is 2 points for the next point. Oh, let's explain about these a little, which is the lock. What? The meaning of lock on? Lock. I got drunk. The one who gets up completely. I mean, any amendment will come to the layer after that, and we closed it. The one after that, we closed it. What remained of me? Here is my mask. I now have red and green. I mean, any modification will happen to me. In the workspace here, only the 2 pictures are affected. These are the green and red. What does that mean? I mean, I have it here, for example. I want to delete them, or I don't want to delete them. I mean, I control them and move them. This green one I have here is it. We were upset, and this is what else we talked about. Red. We controlled it and moved it, while the yellow and blue hue baggy controls it and does not control it. Why? Because I have an important one. Lock for blue, lock for yellow, and lock for Leah. While I got on blue, here, move pardon. A. Move with me, yellow, paralyze the lock. Move with me, I mean, do you have any modification here? Yes, and the same thing, if I put a filter, we put it on them. Or if I put a text, we put it in a large amount, we put it on them, except yellow. This means that anything or any influence that happens to me in possession of the work will not be affected in the AL on the one who has the lock, meaning that they will not be deleted, etc. For large projects with parts of this picture, you don't want them. Finish and don't move. Anything you put a lock on it can be modified so that it is not affected. Okay, we are back here, my friends. Regarding the basic picture, we want to see now this part, which is the type of this tool. This tool, we are talking about it. What do I want? I want a full layer in one color. I get it in red or in the green that I want, or turquoise blue or green, and I choose the color I want from you. But, okay, you come to me here. Layer in green. I want to adjust the elephant and be able to view it as we explained before. So I will have a filter like this. This is for if I want this choice. Okay, let's talk about the costume here. We choose it, delete it, and it comes to the second choice, which is what is under it. Here is this choice. What will you tell me? Will you tell me what do you want to take? This means a type of layer or layer, and you can adjust the color on it. That is from one side or from several sides. We will see how it became like this. I mean a type of light. It will give me a color on one side only. How did I get this? If we lighten it like A and its softness, oh, like this, I have a better color than before, so we hide it like this, I will give it the luster of God. In addition, we will go to the third choice. The same thing here gave me the layer of this layer and tell me this layer is a modification layer for lighting, okay? I mean this layer above the base layer means all impacts occurring now will solely affect this designated layer. But I'm going to dim the lighting and increase the intensity, for example, okay? They're all affected. Where is the class? If I turn off this layer, I will return to the basic image. As it was, I mean, it is not affected at all by anything I modified. I am on this one, or this class. Okay, why? Because I added a layer, a modification layer, that is an additional loss other than the basic layer, meaning any modification to it will not be affected the main image. I will make a mouse. We will cancel it and come to the next class. In addition, you need Haihun at the trains. For RGB, for the level of the donkey, the red color means etc. You want it auto in a way that means random, etc. These are the details, that is, if you want to control it or your convenience. How is the same thing? This lighting plays in it for RGB for the color red. It is up to us. The red color here, we want the green color to be added a little, or the green part that is in it, such as who is lightened here. What should we change to the blue color? For example, let it be a little closer to the green and so on. In general, it's fine. For here, do you want to take a dropper or something? I am accustomed for God here as we talk about filters or different settings, and ready, meaning the settings for a little high, for a low level, meaning different settings. This is a different setting, like filters of a type that you cannot talk about. But filters on what? On an additional layer other than the basic layer of the image, other than this basic image. I mean, at any moment I can hide a filter or edit it without deleting it. Excuse me. Dish it with this filter along and delete it. The same thing. As for the color, for example, I want layers of color. This phrase is external and additional additions that will be on top of the main image because it is working on it, so that any effect will have on the dish that I am working on it. What directly affects the image by giving it an external splendor that you want, leave it alone and preserve it. Whatever you want, it can be edited and cancelled. Not like when you edit the same image, do you want to edit with different colors, for example? Regarding the spouse, I want to increase the azure hue a bit, lighten it, or perhaps enhance the green hue, or lighten it to a pinkish shade, and then boost the blue hue to achieve a striking effect. This is an adjustment based on what I've previously done. What happened to me? Like any filter or any layer, any color adjustment on the layer or main image. Okay, I want to leave it like A and put a lock on it like this. I can't edit it like A even if there is an amendment to the rest of what we see. We added it. We don't want it to be cancelled, or you want it. But during it, then you put a hide on it. Or show that you want to come back like this before and like this after that, so you can't cache it. We cancel it. Then the same thing happens to me. Photo filter, meaning do you want a filter or an image with a filter on it? How did he come out before, and how yet? This before and after effect, you want to alter the color. We'll make it pink. How did I lighten the color? Or its saturation. Like, excuse me, oh, we didn't put it, okay, let's lighten it like this before and like this after. If you prefer this hue, you can modify the blue, adjust the green as desired. Is red yellow something you picked or chosen yourself? For example, blue or blue. Alright, let's tweak its saturation and other settings, as I prefer not to remove it. The overall appearance of a prominent list, featuring notable guests on higher levels, benefits from a fairer color scheme, with lighting that generally enhances the colors without additional effects. This only impacts this specific class, not the base class. But this is in general about the filters or the additional layer that I am a guest here and I can control them. As for colors, we are going to come to a complete lecture on colors and how to deal with them in other details. In addition, here I have second filters and so on, but we are going to come to it in detail. In the second lecture, as usual, we discuss this particular performance at length. I want to stay longer in the lecture like this. We did not talk about liras in any detail, and we give the basics of Eve in a list so that we have a background. When we come to start work and design, yes, in the beginning, our lecture for today has ended, and we will meet you, God willing, in a lecture. Second in the Photoshop course. Peace be upon you.